Carson, and welcome back to Save Station, the gaming portion of the Geek XP. Today, I have a pretty interesting theory regarding Breath of the Wild's story, so strap on your hype hats and let's go. For the past month or so, we've been bombarded with news and gameplay for Breath of the Wild, and the hype only grows with each passing day. However, one piece of info has eluded many other Zelda theorists. Over the past month or so, series producer AJ Aonuma has been prompted through interviews to talk about how the story works within Breath of the Wild. As we all know, this game is the biggest game ever created by Nintendo, and Mr. Aonuma expressed the difficulty of weaving a cohesive story into a game that can be approached from several directions. Game Informer recently interviewed Aonuma, and this is what he had to say about the story. There is a little bit of a trick that I implemented this time. This idea is something I had since I started developing games 20 some odd years ago. As we can see from the quote, Mr. Aonuma has revealed that there's a specific trick or mechanic within this game to keep the story intact regardless of when players access parts of the game at separate times. He immediately follows up by saying he cannot reveal what this mechanic is, but gives us one small hint. In the quote, he revealed that this is a mechanic that he has been thinking about for 20 years. So probably not much to glean from this, correct? Well, my theorizing gears have been turning over this for a little while, and I came up with a pretty interesting idea in regards to what this mysterious mechanic might be related to. Alright, bear with me everyone as I explain my line of reasoning. So my idea stems from none other than the first game Aonuma directed, Ocarina of Time. As mentioned before, this mechanic was thought up roughly 20 years ago, and wouldn't you know that we are about 20 years out from Ocarina of Time. So I believe it's safe to assume that this mechanic was thought up during the development of Ocarina of Time. But what mechanic would be thought of during the development of Ocarina of Time? Well, if I had to guess, I would say it probably would be in relation to some sort of time manipulation. We all know that Ocarina of Time's main story mechanic was the time traveling of Link from child to an adult. Link's key to jumping forward and backward 7 years was through the Master Sword and Temple of Time, which are both present within Breath of the Wild. In short, the building blocks for time travel are all here for the Zelda universe. So speaking in broad terms, if I had to make an educated guess based on what I just said, I would say this mysterious mechanic is either time travel or at least related to it. So what other time mechanic could have been thought up 20 years ago during the development of Ocarina of Time? Well, let me pose a question in return. What element of the game is prominently featured in trailers and even the very logo itself? The flower with blue and white petals. Nintendo continues to have this flower show up all over Breath of the Wild content they release, but with zero context for its purpose. The only small hint we could glean from the flower is that it has been slightly connected to Zelda, for she is the only character to actually interact with it from anything we've seen so far. With this all in mind, I would like to leave this possibility with you all. What if the flower in Breath of the Wild stores past memories for Link to gather and regain his lost memory? What if Zelda was the one that stored these memories in the flowers? But wait, memory isn't time travel, right? Well, in a sense, it is. For at any time, we all can access past moments in our life from what our brains store over the course of time. Memory is such a powerful thing because it defines who we are and allows us to learn from what we've already achieved. Just the same, Link must regain who he was by regaining his memory. Now before you all call me crazy, I stumbled upon a screenshot players of the demo have found. A section in Link's adventure log titled Memories was uncovered. And what do you know? Look what is prominently featured on the right hand of the screenshot. The blue and white flowers silhouette. So as of now, nothing is confirmed, but I feel as though I might be onto something here. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed my breakdown of how I came to this conclusion. Let me know what you thought of all this down in the comments section. I think it's pretty interesting and I would love to discuss it with you all. Before I end the video, I'd just like to announce that we're doing a Nintendo giveaway here on the Geek XP. Go ahead and vote down in the description below. I'll leave a link there. We're going to be giving away some Nintendo merchandise in celebration of the Switch coming out on March 3rd. So you can enter up until March 10th. We'll let you know what the prizes are March 3rd, and the whole thing closes on March 10th. So go ahead and look down in the description and get on voting, people. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing for future Breath of the Wild content. I plan on heavily covering the game upon its release, and will be kicking things off with a live stream as soon as I acquire my Switch and game on March 3rd. And with that, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at your next save.